Hello guys, this time we're going to look at the login features. So we're going to check if the login is correctly, but we are going to do a hard-coded login. So right now we are looking at the index XML. For this one we have a text field, a username, and you can see it all over here: username, a password, and a login button, and of course the image. That was kind of what we did the last time we actually did something in mobile development. If we look over here, we have the views where the index is. We also have the product list. So styles, I do have the CSS, but I don't need to show you this because you already know all the stuff you need to know about this, and I will focus on making the login work. Of course, all functionality should be in your controller, so I will click the index.js file under your controller because your login is going to be in the index file. And I can see here that if I click something, I will load page 2. And if I look at this one, click on the button login, I will do a load page 2. So I will change this one to do check login instead of the other one. And I will just copy this one and go back to my controller. Okay, so now I need a function called check login. And I don't require anything, but I do need the values from the fields that we have already. So let's just make these parentheses and then, okay. So my login value, login text equals, so what do we have? To get information from the page inside the controller file, I use a $, and then you can see I actually have all my elements on the page. And my login, well, I should have called it username, and I will change this to username just to make it more readable. And of course I need my passwords as well. Password text equals equals dot password dot text, and that's it. Now I have my two values. By the way, I did change, it wasn't the text, it was the value that you use up here. You need to check if the values are correct, and for that I use an if statement. Now before I do that, I should probably set the correct, because we are hard coding. The exercise is about hard coding a login and a password, and for that I will do a var correct password equals mdam. That's my name. You don't have to have exactly the same, but you probably would have to write it in a text under it so I can test it. Correct. Well, that shouldn't have been password. Username equals mdam. And this one I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4 instead. Okay, now I want to compare if the password and the username text is correct. So I will do an if statement. If username text equals the of course the correct. Okay. Correct username and the correct, and the password text equals the correct password. Then I would like to go to then I would like to call load page 2, which we had before. So only and only if it is the correct password and username, I will continue to load page 2. So what we want to do from this point is that in the correct password and the correct username, we want to make them as clear as possible. And I did change, by the way, I did change, it wasn't the text, it was the value that you use up here. So the username text is you're going to use the username value or get the value from the text field. And we want to make it as username, it doesn't really matter what kind of case it does, it has. It should actually be the same. So what we can do is we can add a to lowercase. So we force all the cases on the text to lower. And of course we will do that in both places. So if we change it somewhere and it still doesn't matter, it's okay. But in the password text, the case is actually, it might matter. But if it doesn't, you can add the lowercase to it as well. So now, if we save this one and try it out again, and down, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I can go to the window. And as you just saw before, I can't do it elsewhere if I don't add it correctly. But we do have an else statement. We want to inform the user about if they do something wrong. So in this one, we want to set the text that we have. If I just save this one, it should reload. So hello 23, this is world that we used the last time. We're going to change that area to have information about your login, or you can just add another area. But this area I would like to use, and that's called, again, we use the $, and we find button login, image login, index, label. That's our label. So label.text equals login failed. Please try again. Okay, some text, right? Okay, but that's not the only thing we want. We also want to change it to. So what we want to do is creating a red color on the text. So to do that, we have to connect to the label and to the color of the label and set it to red. And let's see if that one works. Of course, we can't see anything yet, but if we push login failed, please try again. And if we add the M down and the password 1, 2, 3, 4, we log in, we get to the next page. So you succeeded on your login, and now you have a function that will check your login. After a while, we will do login where we not only is checking with a hard-coded login and password, we will check up against a database, but you have to do the database first, or maybe even do the CMS system or a cloud service that is possible to use here. And that's going to be the video for today. Thank you.